Imagine walking into a convenience store with just $1 in your pocket. You look at the shelf, hundreds of colorful wrappers, dozens of famous brands, but somehow, your eyes stop on two chocolate bars sitting right next to each other. One promises to satisfy your hunger. The other promises a smooth, creamy escape. One has built its reputation on being bold, the other on being light and irresistible. And for decades, millions of Americans have asked the same question without even realizing it. If you could choose only one, which deserves your money? Today, we're uncovering the surprising story behind one of the sweetest rivalries in America, Snickers versus Milky Way. At first glance, they seem almost identical. Chocolate, caramel, nougat made by the same company. Sold in the same stores, sometimes even sitting side by side on the same shelf. So why do people defend one over the other like they're rooting for their favorite sports team? Because this battle isn't really about chocolate. It's about psychology, marketing, taste, identity, and a secret strategy that turned two similar candy bars into billion-dollar legends. Let's find out. Walk into almost any gas station in America, and you'll notice something strange. People rarely stand in front of the candy shelf for very long. Most make a decision in just a few seconds. They don't compare nutrition labels. They don't read ingredients. They don't calculate value. Their brain simply recognizes a familiar wrapper and reaches for it almost automatically. That tiny moment, lasting only a few seconds, is exactly what chocolate companies have spent decades trying to control. Every color, every logo, every slogan, every TV commercial, every checkout display has been carefully designed for one purpose: to make your hand move before your brain even starts thinking. And no two brands have mastered that game better than Snickers and Milky Way. But to understand why, we need to go back nearly a century, long before smartphones, before social media, before online shopping. America was changing fast. Cars filled the roads, factories expanded, people worked longer hours than ever before. Life became faster, and people wanted quick, affordable treats they could enjoy anywhere. Chocolate companies saw an opportunity not just to sell candy, but to sell comfort, energy, happiness, even identity. That's where Mars stepped in. Instead of creating just one successful chocolate bar, the company created multiple products, each designed for a different type of customer, and that's where this rivalry quietly began. Let's start with Snickers. The moment you unwrap it, you immediately notice something. It feels heavy, dense, packed. Every bite is loaded with roasted peanuts, sticky caramel, soft nougat, covered in milk chocolate. It's not trying to feel elegant, it's trying to feel satisfying, almost like a snack pretending to be a meal. And that's exactly how it was marketed. Over the years, Snickers built one simple message: you're not just eating chocolate, you're solving a problem. You're hungry, you're tired, you're running low on energy. Grab a Snickers, problem solved. That idea became so powerful, people stopped seeing it as just candy. It became fuel, and then came one of the greatest advertising campaigns in history. You're not you when you're hungry. It wasn't really about chocolate. It was about emotion. The commercials showed people acting strangely, becoming impatient, making bad decisions. Until one bite of Snickers magically brought them back to normal. Funny, absolutely, memorable, without question, but most importantly, it connected hunger with one specific product. That wasn't luck, that was genius marketing. Now let's look at Milky Way. At first glance, it seems similar: chocolate, nougat, caramel, but take one bite, and the experience changes completely. Without peanuts, the texture becomes lighter, softer, creamier. It almost melts instead of crunching. Instead of feeling powerful, it feels comforting, almost relaxing. That difference might seem tiny, but psychologically, it changes everything. Because while Snickers tells your brain, "I'm here to fill you up," Milky Way quietly whispers, "I'm here to help you slow down." Neither message is spoken aloud, yet millions of customers feel it every single day. That's the magic of branding. Now here's something fascinating. Both chocolate bars come from the same company. Think about that. Imagine owning two products that compete against each other, yet every time someone buys either one, you still win. That's exactly what Mars accomplished. Instead of forcing customers into one choice, they created multiple personalities. Some people love crunchy textures, others don't. Some want a filling snack, Others want a smooth dessert. Rather than losing customers to competitors, Mars kept those customers inside its own family. It was one of the smartest business strategies ever created, because no matter which side people chose, Mars was still collecting the sale. But taste alone doesn't create billion-dollar brands. Emotion does. Close your eyes for a second. Think about your favorite childhood candy. You probably aren't remembering the ingredients. You're remembering moments, Halloween nights, movie theaters, road trips, school vending machines, birthday parties, family vacations. Chocolate isn't just food, it's memory, and memories are incredibly powerful. Scientists have discovered that smell and taste are deeply connected to the parts of the brain responsible for emotion. That's why one bite can instantly transport someone back 10, 20, even 30 years. Companies know this, which is why they don't simply advertise flavor, they advertise feelings. Every commercial, every package, every slogan is trying to become part of your personal story, because once a chocolate bar becomes a memory, price matters less, logic matters less, loyalty takes over. Now let's ask the biggest question so far. If Snickers and Milky Way are made by the same company, share similar ingredients, and have been loved for generations, why has one become the symbol of hunger, while the other became the symbol of smooth indulgence? The answer has almost nothing to do with chocolate itself. It comes down to something far more powerful: the way your brain makes decisions before you even realize you're making them. And once you understand that hidden psychological trick, you'll never look at a candy shelf the same way again. Because the truth is, most people don't buy the chocolate they think tastes best. They buy the chocolate that feels right in that exact moment. And that's where this rivalry becomes far more interesting than anyone expects. Imagine you've just finished a long day at work, you're exhausted, your stomach is growling. You stop at a gas station. Your brain isn't thinking about calories, it isn't thinking about ingredients. It's asking one simple question: what will make me feel better right now? If your body wants something filling, your eyes naturally drift towards Snickers. If you're craving something lighter and smoother, Milky Way suddenly becomes much more attractive. Same company, same shelf, completely different emotion. And that's exactly how Mars wanted it. Number the psychology of hunger. Have you ever noticed something strange? Snickers commercials almost never focus only on chocolate. Instead, they focus on people. Someone becomes angry, someone acts strangely, someone embarrasses themselves. Then, one bite of Snickers, everything changes. It's funny, it's memorable, but beneath the humor, there's an incredibly powerful psychological message. Hunger changes who you are. And Snickers becomes the solution. That's brilliant branding, because now people don't simply crave chocolate. They associate Snickers with fixing a problem. That's a much stronger reason to buy. Milky Way takes a completely different path. It rarely tries to convince you that you're starving. Instead, it sells comfort, smoothness, a small escape from a stressful day. Its texture supports that message perfectly, without crunchy peanuts interrupting every bite. The chocolate feels softer, the caramel stretches gently, the nougat melts more easily. It's almost like the candy is telling you, relax, take a break, enjoy this moment. That's not an accident. That's product design working together with marketing. Number the texture war. Now let's settle one of the biggest arguments. Which actually tastes better? The answer depends on something surprisingly personal: texture. Some people love chewing, they enjoy crunch, they enjoy roasted peanuts. For them, Snickers feels exciting. Every bite is different. Others prefer a smooth experience. No interruptions, no crunch. Just chocolate, caramel, and fluffy nougat. For them, Milky Way wins instantly. Neither group is wrong, because taste isn't only about flavor, it's also about how food feels in your mouth. That's why two people can eat the exact same candy and have completely different opinions. Number which one is more filling? It multiplied its chances of success. That's one of the smartest business lessons any company can learn. Don't build one product for everyone, build different products for different people. So, which chocolate bar wins? After everything we've explored, it's finally time to decide. If you want something bold, crunchy, more filling, and packed with texture, Snickers is hard to beat. But if you're looking for something soft, creamy, smooth, and more dessert-like, Milky Way delivers exactly that experience. So is there a universal winner? No, because this battle was never really about ingredients, it was about moments. The best candy bar depends on the moment you're living. Hungry after a workout? You might reach for Snickers. Watching a late-night movie with something sweet in mind, Milky Way might be the perfect choice, and that's why this rivalry has survived for generations. Neither one replaced the other. They found their own place. Number final thoughts: the next time you're standing in front of a candy shelf, don't just look at the wrappers, look at yourself. Ask one simple question. What am I actually craving? Because your answer might reveal more than your favorite chocolate. It might reveal how marketing shapes your decisions, how emotions influence your choices, and how billion-dollar brands quietly compete for your attention every single day. So, Snickers or Milky Way, one promises satisfaction, the other promises comfort, neither is trying to become the other. And maybe that's the biggest reason both have remained legends for decades. The battle continues, but the sweetest victory is yours to choose.